I'm Terra Fletcher. Fletcher Freelance is my business, and you need to create a visual speed bump that's going to that fast capture their attention, get their interest, and get them to want to spend more time. I also do marketing in general. I do one-on-one marketing consultations where I'll meet with clients individually, look at where they're at, where they'd like to be, and put together suggestions to drive that marketing plan. There are companies who are large enough to have their own marketing person. So when you work with a freelancer, where you can pay on an hourly basis, just pay for what you need when you need it. That's what a lot of people choose to do with research. So do a little bit of everything there. I also have a little bit of an accounting background. My parents were entrepreneurs. They always had businesses, so I've got a business background that way. I always say I got a lot of that stuff through osmosis that I didn't even really know I was learning as a child from my parents having businesses. So mostly an advantage, I think. You know, I heard one good excuse. This is the best I ever heard, and I still don't know if it really qualifies. I was in, I've seen my dentist in town here, go to Dr. Xander. My Janice Nancy, love her. I don't know if you guys know her, she's the best. But I said, you guys really don't have a website. She's like, what's that going to do? Get us more business? Well, yeah, we're too busy. So we have too much business. I was like, oh, well, that is the only excuse that I've ever heard that is valid, to my opinion, to not have a website. It's because you have too much work. You know, it's actually gotten to the point now where if you don't have a website, people question the credibility of a business. Do you think that's fair to say? Yeah. Even if you've been in business for 40 years, even if you have a brick and mortar store, like, ooh, they don't have a website. Talking about print ads, a website can cost as little as 1 or 2 print ads. So when you think of it that way, it will seem like a huge investment. And you know, that's one thing that I always stress too. Your marketing, I don't like the word advertising, your marketing shouldn't be an expense. It should be an investment. That's really important. You need to know what you're getting back out of it. Any marketing that you do, any communications that you do, and we'll talk about this later too, the important thing is that you're getting a return. So pick one of those audiences at a time. Find out, you know who they are and you know where they live. They're 2 different places. So you're going to be marketing to them in different places with different messages. And that's absolutely correct. That's absolutely what you should be doing. Because you will always get the best return when you're closer to your target. And you can have more than one target. I might have a section for my clients who are my social media clients. I might have a section for my clients who I just do their printed marketing materials. You know, those people have different needs. There's nothing wrong with breaking up your communications to hit those different groups. Action words. This is really important. You're thinking about, we mentioned this briefly, your call to action on your website. For a lot of you, is going to be a phone call. Give us a call, email us. It might not be visit my store. It might not be stop in and see what's new. So think about action words. Do not ever assume that people are going to know what you want them to do. You can never overestimate. Or if there is an industry perhaps that has a negative reputation. So that happens. There may be very legitimate business people who with few bad apples have made their industry questionable. How much more important it is then for you to be educating people. Email marketing. I have a class specifically on the subject of email marketing that I've taught a few times, and that's always gone really well. A lot of information on email marketing. I'll incorporate some of that in there today. If that's something that you're interested in, we can spend more time on that subject for sure. We'll touch on blogs, podcasts, video marketing, other avenues that are out there. Especially, it's harder, I think, for larger corporations too, to try to figure out how to integrate social media marketing into the rest of their marketing plan, because they're not sure how they want their brand image to carry over into something that's so social. It becomes such a personality. It has such an individual tone and voice to it. That can be a bit of a challenge for people. That customer service, we'll talk about the contact page, is really important. Because people are going to the yellow pages to find you anymore, that's one of the things that they need to be able to find out from your website, is that contact information. It's really important. It's good to build it into your routine, into your schedule, how often you're going to update or check things. This is what I was talking about earlier with your users, which is really nice because you can really drill down who's looking at your site. It's finding the right combination of your image, your brand image that you're creating, exposing people to your message, and making them aware of what you do that's going to result in generating sales. Easy to type in. You know, I thought this was interesting. I found this here. To avoid these letters Q, Z, X, C, and P, because they're hard to reach with those little sticky fingers. So it's very important that you're tracking where your customers are coming from, how they heard about you. How did you hear about me? When talk about my parents' business here. This should be short and simple, should be beneficial. People who want to learn more have links in there where they can learn more. Just give them a little tease here. Is it going to encourage visitors to return to your site time and time again? That's a really difficult question. Somebody comes here once, why would they come back? Told you if there's going to be something you're going to write down today. Here are my big secrets. I'm giving 90%. The 2 secrets for search engine optimization. So tips for choosing your domain name. That's going to be used in a lot of places. You're going to put that on your business card. You're going to put that on your marketing materials, on your brochures. You might be saying it on the radio, perhaps. But people really want to know who you are. So it's hard. You got to find that balance between the professionalism and the personal side of things. When possible, on the contact page, use a link for the email address. You got to satisfy that curiosity. Ways to do it is including your mission statement, your philosophy, your core values. The closer you get to knowing who your target audience is, the more effective your marketing communications will be. Blue is universally safe. Universally safe. In different places, different colors have different meanings or associations. Consumers are more educated now than they have ever been before. They know just enough. They know just enough. But I hope that you leave with 1 or 2 things that you really are going to put in place right away. What are the objectives of your website? For a lot of you people in your line of work, those are going to be things that are going to be really important to your clients. If you don't give them that education, somebody else will. Next section, we're going to have a lot of action points, a lot of things for you to do. What does a visitor expect? Man, you know, one of these things that I really like about what I do is that it's always changing. There's always more to learn. I love it. I love my job. It's great. Yeah.